Are you wondering if you'll ever be able to buy your own home? Should you buy your own home? I'm Meredith Spence, the mortgage lady, and that's what we're going to talk about today. There are negative messages floating around out there that are not true and should be tossed into the scrap heap. Let's bust some myths. You may be hearing that you will never be able to afford to buy a home. Don't believe this. Is it easy? No. But with mortgage programs offering little or no down payment and others offering down payment assistance, it can be done. Taking on roommates or sharing expenses with family members can ease the burden when you start out. And as you pay off your student loans or other debt and get pay increases, the monthly payments will become more affordable over time. You also may be hearing that it works out better financially to rent for a lifetime rather than buy. This is false. It may appear this way if you're only looking at cash flow, but that doesn't take into account appreciation, leverage, and equity buildup. What do I mean by this? The amount you'd pay for rent might be lower than the amount you'd pay for a mortgage on a monthly basis, but let's talk about appreciation. Although there can be fluctuation at times, real estate does appreciate over time. And as your home's values increases, the amount you'd walk away with if you were to sell also increases. And this is appreciation. You might not be familiar with the concept of leverage. Over a long period of time, the stock market averages a 10% increase per year, while real estate averages about a 4% increase per year. Some years will be lower and some will be higher, but over a long period of time, these are the averages. So on the surface, it sounds like the stock market might be a better place to invest, since 10% sounds better than 4%. But with real estate, your gain is based on the value of the asset, your home, not the amount you invest. And this makes a huge difference. For example, if you were to invest $40,000 in the stock market, over a 10-year period, that $40,000 would grow to about $100,000. In this example, you would make a profit of $60,000 before expenses. On the other hand, if you were to make a down payment of $40,000 on a home priced at $400,000, you could expect the market value of that home to increase to approximately $590,000 by the end of 10 years. In this example, the same $40,000 made you a profit of $190,000 before expenses. And that's a lot more than the $60,000 you might make in the stock market. This is called leverage. Since the appreciation is based on the value of the home and not the amount you contributed, you come out way ahead. Now let's talk about equity buildup. When you pay rent, you're paying someone else's mortgage. When you pay your own mortgage, part of the monthly payment goes towards reducing the amount that you owe. And over time, the amount you owe decreases until eventually, when the term of the mortgage ends, you own the house outright. And this is equity buildup. For all of these reasons, it's no surprise that studies show that home ownership is a major contributor to increased wealth over a lifetime. So is this a good time to buy? Here are some things to consider. Do you feel you would benefit from having greater housing stability? Have you been forced to move because your landlord decided to sell, or they moved a family member into the apartment you were renting? What is the likelihood you would stay in one place for at least a few years? Do you feel ready to make a commitment to living in a specific place? Or is there a chance you might move due to a job change, relationship change, or desire to be near family? Are you tired of paying your landlord's mortgage? Would you like to know that your monthly payments are increasing your own net worth rather than that of someone else? Would you like to have control over the place you live, be able to customize your living space, and be the beneficiary of any improvements you make to the property? If any of these ring true to you, then this may be a good time for you to seriously consider buying your own home. Now, are you ready to buy? Understanding your current spending and savings patterns is important because it will help you determine what you can afford. You can track your expenses and create your own budget. There are many apps and forms available that you can use for this purpose. And here are some important questions to consider. Are you comfortable with the amount that you currently pay for rent? Would you be comfortable paying a higher amount? And if so, how much? How much do you save each month? Are there any expenses you could eliminate that would allow you to save more each month or take on a higher housing payment than the rent you currently pay? When you're just getting started, it can feel overwhelming. That is why having the right guidance can make all the difference. If you have questions or would like more information, feel free to reach out to me at 781-910-9988. I'm Meredith Spence, the Mortgage Lady.